So I wanted to talk this week about an idea or a concept that keeps coming up for Amber, myself, and several other people who I know in my own personal life. And that is the idea of community and what that would look like to live in a community, to be working in a community, to have that support and that love and that common denominator that brings people together. And when I think about that in the context of the medicine wheel, which is what I work with, you know, community evolves out of the the strength of a balanced wisdom keeper. Actually, it can evolve out of the weakness of a wisdom keeper also. But the strength of a community will only be inherent to the strength and the balance of the members who are involved in it. So for example, Hitler was probably a wisdom keeper. He was an imbalanced wisdom keeper. And so the strength that he had was to bring people together, united in his cause, which actually killed tens of thousands of people. Same with Donald Trump and his supporters these days. It's the same kind of idea. And so there's all these little communities that are already starting. And then you can see where the strength of a community comes when you are in balance in all of the soul archetypes, all of the directions of the medicine wheel. So as a balanced sacred heart warrior and a balanced alchemist and a balanced soul shaman and a balanced visionary, as they come together and they can sit in that wisdom keeper space in the center of the wheel, they have the ability of creating and manifesting a community mindset and a cause that can actually change the world, that can be sustainable, that can change individual lives as well as the life of the community. And so this is where we kind of aspire. And you kind of see that also what's happening in Standing Rock, where the Native American tribes are coming together for the first time in 100 years. And they are uniting as a united front, as a community, to help protect and save the land and the water and the earth. And so you take that community, you look at them, and you take another community such as Trump and his supporters or Hitler and his regimen, and you can start to see the difference of what it takes to create that beautiful community of connectedness. Sometimes it happens out of, there's a common failing, or there's a united cause to fight against something. But oftentimes you can bring together a community based on the sole concept of unconditional love and support and just wanting to be in a better place. I just saw a video yesterday where college students, I think it's in Denmark, college students are paired up with nursing homes, and they're given free board and room in exchange for 30 hours of just social time with the elders. And it's such a beautiful concept where it brings and bridges together those generations. And, so much is lost when we start separating ourselves from others, when we, leave our families, or we begin a life and we have it separated from our personal life and our work life and our spiritual life, and everything is compartmentalized into these boxes. And when we do that, and we lose touch of the generations below us and above us, the elders and the younger generations, we really lose that piece of the community that is so integral, because it takes all of the people. It takes that playfulness and that innocence of the child. It takes that wisdom of the elders. It takes the action and the visionary and the knowledge of the people in between. And so when you can bridge all these together and you can form these communities that are, you know, uniquely their own, but yet connected to the whole, then you start seeing the shifts in the world where things start changing. No longer are you alone in your fight for fill in the blank. No longer are you having to worry about being taken care of or being alone or anything like that, because you have now formed a community of people who take care of each other. They take care of each member as if they are that member. Because from that wisdom keeper perspective, we are all connected. We are all one. We are all united together. We're just different expressions of the same whole. And by loving ourselves more and being very clear about our contribution and our power, and not just giving away those things or taking them for granted, but actually using them, then we start to form and build something that is absolutely, truly miraculous and beautiful. And so, and you can look at community is all around us at every given moment. I'm sitting here in a forest, and it's a community of trees and plants and animals, and they each have their own expression, and yet together they make and collectively create this beautiful environment that is, undoubtedly one of the most beautiful expressions of love, because they all support one another. And so my challenge to all of you who are watching this is to in some way tap into the resource of community that is in your life, whether that's the community of your family, your friends, being in a community of trees and nature, learning how to be in community with animals, and just really, knowing what your contribution can be and would be or is, and tapping into that inner strength within yourself, and take the initiative to start balancing and bringing into that wholeness each of the directions in the soul archetype, so that you can sit in that space of the wisdom keeper and create from that place and unite people to that cause of love, or that cause of peace, or that cause of community, or whatever it is that you want to embody and bring into your life. And in doing so, you will begin attracting those people into your life, or those elements, and start building something that is very fruitful and amazing and wonderful and strong and empowering. And I would love to hear about what you're doing in your own personal, individual life that is contributing to the whole. What are you doing today that makes this world a better place? And it could simply be opening the door for somebody, or acknowledging somebody's presence, or deeply listening to somebody. Or it could be that you were on the bathroom floor at 3 o'clock in the morning, opening up your heart and just tears rolling down your cheeks because you're feeling the implosion of grief. That contributes to the whole, because you're letting go of that emotion. Every choice you make either builds or destroys. So tell me what choices you're making that are building this planet, your world, my world, into a better place. And I look forward to your comments. So I will see you next week, and perhaps you will one day be here at Gaia Wisdom School as a part of our intentional community that we are slowly formulating in our head and in our heart and in our life. Okay. See you next week.